Once upon a time, in a small town called Newcastle, there lived a brave 5-year-old boy named Pax. Pax was always eager to explore and learn new things. One sunny morning, his Granda Eric came to visit, and he had a special surprise planned for Pax. He had planned a secret summer holiday. They were going to Turkey. Granda Eric had visited Turkey before and couldn't wait to have a holiday with Pax. They packed their bags, making sure to bring their sun hats and sunscreen. Once they were ready, they both got into Pax's dad's car, and he drove them both to Newcastle Airport. Granda Eric went over to the lady in the airport and got their tickets and checked Pax and himself in. As they both climbed up the steps and walked into a big colourful plane, they started to get really excited about the holiday. As the plane soared high above the clouds, Pax's excitement grew with every passing moment. When they arrived in Turkey, Pax and Granda Eric were first in the queue to get off. The air hostess opened the airplane's door, and a rush of warm air wrapped around them both like a cozy blanket. Pax and Granda Eric stepped out of the airport and were greeted by a friendly taxi driver called Peter. He had a big smile and welcomed them to his beautiful country. Peter drove them to the hotel where they would be staying for their holiday. It was a fantastic hotel and had everything you would need to have a really good holiday. The hotel was filled with bustling people having a wonderful time. Pax's eyes widened as he marveled at the vast water park just outside with lots of water slides. Pax held Granda Eric's hand as they wandered through the hotel to their room. After Pax and Granda Eric unpacked their bags, they decided to explore the hotel. They visited the restaurant where they had a McDonald's section where you could get chicken nuggets and fries. They even had fish fingers. Pax knew what he was going to get for his dinner. They walked out of the hotel onto the huge playground. It was more like a fun fair with lots of different rides that Pax and Granda Eric could ride on. And the best thing was they were all free, so they didn't need to be rich, as they did not need any money. They walked out of the fun fair towards the beach. Pax could see a big building, and as they walked closer, Pax could see it was a toy shop. Pax said to Granda, "Can we go inside and have a look?" Granda Eric said, "Okay, but we can't buy anything as I have left my money in the hotel room." Pax said, "That's okay, Granda Eric, we can just have a look." As Pax walked into the toy shop, he could see lots and lots of different toys. There were buckets and spades, so he could play on the beach. There were lots of different blow-up floaters, so he could play in the swimming pool. There were remote-control mobile cars and trucks, and even boats. There were lots of different games that Pax and Granda Eric could play together. There were so many toys it was the biggest toy shop Pax had ever seen. But then Granda said, "That's funny, none of the toys have any prices." Pax said, "I'll ask the lady in the shop." Pax walked up to the counter where the lady was standing and said, "Hello, my name is Pax and I'm here on holiday. How will Granda Eric know how much the toys cost if we want to buy one?" The lady smiled and said hello to Pax. "This is the hotel's toy shop, and all the toys are free to boys and girls who are on holiday." Pax said, "Wow, that is so cool. This is going to be the best holiday ever." Pax and Granda Eric walked out of the toy shop. As they walked a little further to the beach, Granda Eric saw a boat just about to leave to take people on a boat trip on the sparkling blue waters of the sea. Pax and Granda Eric sat at the front of the boat, waving at other boats passing by. It was like sailing into a fairy tale. They saw strange rock formations called fairy chimneys that looked like giants' hats. Pax's imagination ran wild as he envisioned the adventures he and Granda Eric could have in such a magical place. The next morning, they woke up early. Granda Eric had booked a surprise trip for Pax. They joined other people in a hot air balloon and gently floated above the fairy chimneys as the sun painted the sky in vibrant hues of pink and orange. Pax couldn't stop giggling as he looked down at the fairy tale-like landscape below. It was very high, but Pax felt safe and didn't mind how high he was. And Pax wasn't even frightened. When the boat got back, Pax and Granda Eric climbed out. They dubbed their toes into the golden sand and splashed in the sparkling blue waters of the Mediterranean Sea. They built sandcastles and collected seashells while sharing laughter and stories. Pax had lots of free ice cream and got many free toys from the hotel's toy shop. As their holiday ended, Pax and Granda Eric sat together on a beautiful beach, watching the sunset. Pax hugged his Granda tightly and said, "Thank you, Granda Eric, for taking me on this incredible adventure. I'll never forget our trip to Turkey." Granda Eric smiled and replied, "You're welcome, Pax. I'm glad we could share these special moments." Granda Eric said, "Remember, Pax, there's a big wide world out there waiting for you to explore." Pax and Granda Eric boarded the plane to go back home with hearts full of joy and memories they would both cherish. As they flew through the sky back to Newcastle, Pax couldn't wait to tell his friends about their unforgettable holiday in Turkey. And so, the story of Pax and Granda Eric's Turkish adventure became a story that would inspire other children to dream of their adventures and explore the world's wonders. And everyone lived happily ever after. The end.